Hello everyone. Today our topic is physico-chemical properties of milk constituents. First one is milk fat. Milk fat exists in form of minute spherical globules from about 0.1 to 22 micron in oil in water type emulsion. They are made up of triglycerides of about 98%, phospholipids of about 0.2 to 1%, sterols of about 0.2 to 0.4%. Also, milk fat contains 65% of saturated fatty acids, 30% of monosaturated fatty acids, and 5% of PUFA, means polyunsaturated fatty acids. Milk fat also contains pigments like carotene, which gives yellow color to the milk, cream, butter, ghee, etc. Also, it contains fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K, contains essential fatty acids like linolenic and arachidonic acids. Now, second one is milk proteins. Like, it contains all 9 essential amino acids required by humans. It has two major class. First one is casein, second one is whey protein. Casein contains about 80% of total milk protein, and whey or serum protein contains about 20% of total milk protein. Casein protein has 4 types: alpha S1, alpha S2, beta and kappa casein. Alpha S1 constitute about 38%, S2 constitute about 10%, and beta casein 36%, kappa casein 13%. Now, whey protein, also known as serum protein, they contain about several constituents. Like, first one is beta lactoglobulin, about 50% of total serum, alpha lactoglobulin of about 20%, BSA, and Ig means immunoglobulin, lactoferrin and transferrin. So now we see the casein protein. Like, they are constitute about 80% of total milk protein. Now, casein exists only in milk. Yeah, this is only type of protein which is present in only milk. The size is about 50 to 500 nanometer. Casein is defined as a phosphoprotein that precipitates at an isoelectric point which is 4.6 pH at 20 degrees Celsius. Also, we know that in milk, casein present in colloidal state. It is very important. Keep in mind that many of you exams have asked this question, like casein present in which form in the milk. So it is in the colloidal state. Now we see the internal structure of casein micelles. Likewise, we know that casein micelles are spherical colloidal particles of size 50 to 200 nanometer, and micelle contain protein and non-protein species like calcium and phosphorus with a smaller amount of magnesium and citrate and traces of metals, and all these collectively called colloidal calcium phosphate, CCP. Means what? It contains protein and non-protein species like calcium and protein with smaller amounts of what? Magnesium and citrate and traces of other metals, and these all collectively known as colloidal calcium phosphate. Also, casein is present in form of micelle, in which hairy layer of structure present on the surface of casein known as casein micelle, kappa casein, right? So kappa casein is present in outside of the micelle, and inside the micelle we have alpha S1, alpha S2 and beta. All three types are inside the casein micelle, but the casein kappa casein is outside, which is the hairy layer of casein. Now we see the whey protein. So whey protein are globular water soluble proteins of milk that remain in solution after casein is precipitated at an isoelectric point of 4.6 pH. Also known as serum protein. Yeah, whey protein is also known as serum protein. They accounts of about 80 to 20% of total milk protein, as we have discussed. Major components like beta lactoglobulin about 50%, alpha lactoalbumin about 25%, bovine serum albumin 10%, immunoglobulin 10 to 15%, and minor proteins like lactoferrin, lactoperoxidase, transferrin, etc. Now it is very important to know the difference between casein and whey protein. It is very important, so please keep in mind. First, percentage, like casein constitute about 80%, whey 20%. Okay, let's see again. Also, the solubility of about 4 at 4.6 pH, casein is insoluble, whey protein is soluble. Sulfur content of casein protein is about 0.8%, which is methionine, and in whey protein it is about 1.7%, which is rich in cysteine, lysine and methionine. Now phosphorus content of casein protein is about 0.86%, and in whey protein the phosphorus is not present. Rennet action. Now rennet action, what happens in casein, like it is coagulated and no effect in whey protein. Heat stability. Yeah, casein is very heat stable, like they can tolerate, or you can say they denature at 100 degrees Celsius for 28 hours or 150 degrees Celsius 20 minutes. Now whey protein can denature easily at 90 degrees Celsius for several minutes. Now the third constituent is milk sugar, also known as lactose. It is the principal carbohydrate in milk, and also the sweetness is as sweet as 1/6 as sweet as sucrose. Lactose is a disaccharide comprising of glucose and galactose linked by beta 1,4 galactosidic linkage. Fourth constituent is vitamin. Like milk includes fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K. Also vitamin A is derived from retinol and beta carotene. Milk is also important source of dietary water soluble vitamin like thiamine B1, riboflavin B2, cobalamin B, pantothenic acid B5, pyridoxine B6, cyanocobalamin B12 and niacin. Also it is very important to note that a small amount of vitamin C is present, also known as ascorbic acid, and yeah, it is also it is easily destroyed by pasteurization. Fifth is minerals, like salt or minerals constituent of milk about 0.6 to 0.8% of total weight, like calcium present of about 0.112%, phosphorus about 0.095%, potassium of about 0.138%, magnesium of about 0.013%, sodium of about 0.059%, chlorine of about 0.109%, sulfur about 0.01%. So these are larger quantities, these are present in larger quantities: calcium, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sodium, chlorine, sulfur. And now these smaller quantities, they are present in smaller quantities, and these are zinc, iron, silicon, fluorine, copper. These are present in smaller quantities of about zinc is present 3 ppm, iron 3 ppm, silicon 2 ppm, fluorine of about 0.15 ppm, copper of about 0.3 ppm, and also in traces these elements like aluminum, magnesium, iodine, boron, vanadium, rubidium, strontium. So these are present in traces. Traces means they are in very, or you can say very less amount. Sixth one is enzyme. Like milk contains both endogenous and exogenous enzymes. Exogenous enzymes means lipase, proteases. Endogenous means the galactose, peroxidase, reductase, alkaline phosphatase, lactase, diastase, proteases. So thank you everyone. This was our video of physicochemical properties of milk constituents. So thank you everyone.